Greetings, metaphysicians. This is episode 113, Allow the Divine. And this is a different kind of episode. This one was really vulnerable for me because of the way the message came through. I was very much out of the way in ways that I have not been before. So let's see if you like it. Enjoy the episode.
You're listening to Let's Get Metaphysical. This podcast explores the spiritual and metaphysical world through the experiences and opinions of the host and those interviewed. It should not necessarily be seen as direct endorsement or personal advice to our listeners. We encourage you to use your own discernment, judgment, and intuition regarding anything you learn from this show.
Let's get meta.
Welcome to the Let's Get Metaphysical podcast. I'm your host, Renata Maniaci, here to remind you that you are a spiritual being having a temporary human experience here on lovely planet Earth. That's right, on some level you chose to take a body in this lifetime on this difficult, challenging, hard, negative planet. It's not all like that, but it can feel like that a lot, right? Especially right now. Since we're here, we might as well make the most of it. We might as well be as happy as we can. We might as well be positive and friendly and do our part to fulfill whatever mission it is you came here to do. And if you don't know what that is, ask your guides and then listen for the answer. See if you can understand why you're here and then do that. You might as well. We're here. Try to make the most of it. So this is season 7, Heaven on Earth, and this is episode 113, Allow the Divine. And this is a different kind of episode, and I'm going to explain why. So what came through was a complete, I don't know what you would call it, a download, a channeling, a message. And I do that to some extent on each episode, sometimes more than others. I've talked about this. I try to get out of the way as much as possible to allow the divine to come through. And this time, for the meat of this message, that is what happened. I was not given any prior knowledge about what was going to come out, and sometimes I am. And I did not know what I was going to be saying until the words were coming out of my mouth. And this is a vulnerable place to be. I know that this is roughly the structure that these episodes have taken these last, I guess, couple of years. But this particular one, I was very out of the way. I don't remember what I said right after it was done. And of course, I listened to it after. And my intuition is saying to put it out there. I always ask, as you know, to be connected to the highest possible level of consciousness and to allow in only the light to come through and speak. So I know that that is happening. I trust that that is at play, but I don't have a name of the being who was speaking through me. And that is a very human thing to want to know. It's also a very human thing to think that that is how it works. You know, who was speaking? Well, it may not have been a specific being or a specific person. It may have been a level of consciousness or a collective group consciousness of a higher level of light. That's what it felt like. It could have been a higher aspect of my own soul, just like your souls are all knowing on some level. Mine is too, and it could have been that level that we are all able to tap into within ourselves that was speaking through. So the message is what will be playing right when I'm done with my intro. and you will see what came through, and hopefully that will mean something to you. It's a new feeling. Even though I've been doing this on some level for these episodes, it's a new feeling. It's not new in the course of my life. When I see clients, often this kind of thing comes out where I just get completely out of the way and allow divinity to come through, however that comes through. And I also do that in writing when I have questions to ask of my guides or my high self, and I get out of the way and I do what's called opposite handwriting. So I'll change to my least dominant hand and allow that hand to write the answer to my questions. And I've been doing that for years. So it's a very smooth, reliable way for me to get information without being in the way. And so in those forms, I'm used to it. On this form, this podcast, this is the most I've been able to completely get out of the way so far. And the message you're about to hear is what came through. I hope that it's useful for you, and enjoy. Masters and angels, I request your presence, assistance, guidance, and support with this episode. I invoke the light of the divine within me. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide, highest possible good, and only good is allowed. Please let me know the truth, speak the truth, become the truth, and be the truth, and let this episode reach whoever needs to hear it. Thank you with gratitude and full faith. Bless creation. At the precipice of lots of things changing now, it's hard to say exactly what it will look like. We have to go slow enough so that there is some semblance of order and continuity on the planet. Yet we have to go fast enough for there to be a massive rise in the level of consciousness on the planet. It's a process, one we don't take lightly, and one you shouldn't either, although we do encourage levity, as it is a wonderful way to get through times such as these that seem hopeless for all involved, on all sides, in all perspectives. It takes a tremendous amount of effort and energy and divine coordination to keep this planet on track. You would think it'd be easy after doing it for the equivalent of millions and billions of years on the equivalent of millions and billions of other planets. But somehow Earth is a challenge. It's both a challenge and not a challenge. In the absolute, there is both. It's both an impossible task and preordained success story at the same time. We live in these absolutes and the opposite of absolutes, because everything exists. There's balance and a counterbalance to everything. And from a human perspective, that can be very difficult to understand. Very difficult to understand when the world is represented as being red or blue or black or white or right or wrong or good or evil or light or dark. The consciousness of humans is expanding and growing, and many have reached a level where all can exist simultaneously, and many, many more have not yet. And so it is difficult to literally wrap your head around these concepts. But all in good time. We're not going anywhere. We're here. We've always been here. We will continue to be here. And we will continue to become more and more of a reality to you. We work hand in hand in more ways than you can remember in your waking mind, with your human brains and earthly levels of consciousness. But we work together hand in hand, and we always have. It's a long, sordid story here, but it will evolve. It is evolving. And there is a certain truth to the idea that you chose this lifetime, and you chose these circumstances so that you could play your exact, perfect, unique role at this very moment in time. Those ideas that drop into your head to do something or say something or be somewhere, those are from us, especially the good ones. As we've brought through many times, there are so many things on this planet to lead you astray from your path and to pull you into the darker aspects of reality that would have you listening to beings and voices and directions that aren't for your highest good, that will lead you astray and others astray. There's so much of that here, and we can't just snap our proverbial fingers and have all of that and those influences disappear, because they are part of creation as well. It is part of the human experience to learn discernment and to go down these paths to learn. But we need you to remember that we give you advice too. We light candles for you to walk down the lit path. We provide twinkle lights. We whisper things. We play songs in your head. We drop ideas in, divinely inspired ideas, to lead you on your journey and to help to evolve you and raise your level of consciousness. You have but to discern between us and all the other things on this planet that were put there to distract you. And once you start to get the hang of it, it gets easier and easier, and you trust yourself more and more, and you can feel the correct path more and more deeply with more and more conviction, and you take those steps forward with confidence, and they carry you to where you need to be. It's you, but we are here to help. It is imperative to be as clear as you can to hear this divine guidance. And by now you know, or at least have an idea of what makes you unclear and what might encourage those other voices to become louder than ours. Those distortions, those lies, those glittering, tantalizing thoughts and ideas and distractions that take you away from the path that you're meant to be on. And you'll always find your way back, but it could take time. If you go astray, it could take time that we don't have on this planet, at least. This planet has a set timeline and path that it needs to follow, and if you go astray, you'll ultimately be okay. You'll find your way back, but it might take lifetimes. And because this planet has to stay on its path, you might have to go elsewhere to continue if you go astray here and now. You'll find your way back. We just don't know how long it'll take. But you could be clear now. Every soul that has come to this planet at this time has the opportunity to fulfill its individualized soul mission for this lifetime. Many are, many will, and many aren't there yet. Many have gone astray, which we do not hold against you or begrudge, dear ones. This is a difficult and challenging place at present, and it is far too easy to be led astray. It's different from other planets like that. There are other laws in place in other systems, galaxies, planets, localized universes, where there is not allowed to be the amount of beings that there is here to lead you astray. And that's its own separate history. Earth has its own unique history compared to the vast majority of other places with intelligent life in this universe and the multiverse. And someday everyone will understand that history and why it is that way here. But understand for now that there are lots of things here to take you off your path that are here specifically to take you off your path, to trick you, to deceive you, to lie, to blind you, to make you happily complacent, to be a form of slave to them and their needs. But we're here and we're doing our utmost to help you to see and hear and feel and know us again, as is your right as a soul in this universe. So don't fear. We've always been here and we've been with you, but you can do your part to stay as clear as you can under all of these varied circumstances so that you can hear our divine truth and know your own divine path without distraction and without any other interference, intelligent interference. No one said that these systems were unintelligent. They are intelligent. The veil that has been pulled over this planet was done so very intelligently, so as to make it seem that all of these very unusual ways of being to everyone else in the multiverse seem perfectly normal to you because you weren't allowed to see or know or remember any different way of being. That veil is and has been being slowly dismantled, and it will continue to do that. And the more clear that you can become, the more true guidance, support, instruction you will receive, and the more all of this will make sense, because you'll start to see the truth of all creation slowly as you're ready and as you seek it. And know this, you do this without substance. You do this without outside interference from some earthly creation or earthly plant or earthly belief system. You are divinely endowed with the ability to discern this truth, and you do so with a clear mind and a clear body and a clear spirit. And you ask for help, and you ask for the truth, and you will receive it. Many other things have been placed in front of you to distract you And though they seem to bring you higher levels of consciousness and truth, they are distractions and falsehoods and lead you down rabbit holes that do not serve your best and highest good. It's time now to become not just global citizens, but universal citizens. What you do affects other worlds, and that you do not know this is a great tragedy to all of us who watch you. And it is our honor and divine privilege to assist you to know this and remember, and eventually become the universal citizens that you were always meant to be. This concludes our transmission for today. We salute you with the highest possible respect for choosing to take human form in this lifetime to help advance the necessary and foreseen evolution of this planet. Thank you so much for listening to this interesting new kind of transmission that came through today. I hope it was useful to you. For the bonus content, there is a clearing on anything that is allowed to be removed that may be leading you astray or leading you down paths that will only make the journey longer and more difficult for you. So that is the clearing for those who have access to the bonus content. If you want access to that clearing, go to patreon.com/letsgetmeta. As always, thank you again for listening to these episodes, especially this one. This was vulnerable to put something out there that I did not feel like I was in any way controlling. So I appreciate the ability for everyone to participate in that if you choose to. Stay positive, stay safe, and stay meta.
The Let's Get Metaphysical podcast is an Up and Awaken production and is produced and hosted by Renata Maniaci. Our intention is to raise the vibration of the planet by sharing, validating, and normalizing spiritual and metaphysical experiences. If you are ready to raise your vibration, you might enjoy our free Let's Get Meta Master Clearing. To receive the Master Clearing or to learn more about the podcast, visit letsgetmeta.com. We like to share metaphysical stories and answer spiritual questions on the podcast. If you have a metaphysical experience you would like to share or have a spiritual question you would like to have answered, please send an email to info@letsgetmeta.com. The Let's Get Meta podcast is inspired by angels and supported by angels. If you would like to be an angel donor to the podcast, visit patreon.com/letsgetmeta. Thank you for listening. Stay meta.
Let's get meta.
Metaphysical.
Let's get meta.
Metaphysical.
Let's get meta.
Metaphysical.
Let's get meta.
Metaphysical.